Hello everybody. Well, we're going to do mid-August updates. I'm not ready for feedings yet. A few people molted. I'm calling them people now. And got something new in today. A breeding loan. This is a breeding loan with a friend. So I'm going to show you a few things. Nothing major. Shouldn't be a very long video unless somebody decides they want to get long-winded like they're known to do. Not mentioning any names. Me. Anyway, here is the Avery. This is the Brachypelma Nicaraguan elbow pilosum, or elbow pilosum Nicaraguan. If you remember the other day, I got her in here. I think it's AM, by the way. I saw a pretty good ventral shot. It does look pretty male to me, but it's still kind of small, so we're just guessing. But you could see now, remember what I said with the substrate level. If you watch the update video of the new arrivals, you'll see when we put Avery in here. So we dug all the way down to there, and that's where Avery is. It did eat the other day. It's just a small cricket I threw in there. So that's the update that I wanted to show you guys the other day. I didn't get a chance to redo it, so I figured this would be a good time. It's the middle of August, so we'll do some mid-August updates. We'll probably have a feeding video of about a dozen or so, maybe dozen and a half tarantulas coming up over the weekend. Okay, so let's move on to the next update. Never remember to shut that gecko light off. Okay, so we rehoused Helena, which is the Cereocosmus aurea, or formerly Bertae, but never really was Bertae, into one of these. This is the longer, the 9 3/8 size with the 4 3/8 wide, I think, 1/24 scale, die-cast scale display case. So she is right there, and you can see in the vial there is her little boyfriend, Sam Kaka, from Midwest Fang Gang. She's on Midwest Fang Gang, but I think she's also on Tarantula Keepers and a few other things. Very good person, has a lot of great species, tons of brackies. Put a feeler out the other day about anybody having a mature male of this species. Well, I so happen to have one. So she decided that she was going to pack her male up to me who matured and send them off and see if we can't get them to breed. This is the female that bred before, dropped the egg sac but never wrapped it. So I know she's able to breed. She hasn't molted since then. She doesn't appear to be in pre-molt. She has flicked some hairs you can see on the side there. But he is not doing all that particularly great. When I got him in, I got him home. He was at the depot. I went, picked him up, got him home, and unpacked him, and he's not moving very well. He does seem timid, so I'm kind of hoping that he is just kind of shy, and nothing's really wrong with him. The packing was stellar. There wasn't any issues with the packing at all. The paper towels were a little damper than what I would do, but I've seen them damper, so it's not that big of a deal. And temperatures were very moderate right now, in between the 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit range. So temperatures weren't an issue. It was an overnight shipping, so it wasn't any of that. I just think that he just needs some time to adjust. So I Shark Tanked him, and what I mean by Shark Tank, this is what I call it. I don't know what other people call it, but when you take the male and you put him in a vial or in a cup or something else, and then you put that into the enclosure with the female, that's called Shark Tanking, or I call it Shark Tanking anyway. I've seen the term before, and I've kind of adopted it and used it. If you think about it, people that go into the water in the cages, and they're going in a cage in the water where the sharks are actually swimming around them, kind of the same aspect here. He has not moved, and she actually moved from this spot to that spot. That's about as far as anything happened. So I'm going to give him just a little bit longer in here, maybe another hour or so, and then I'm going to take him out and put him in her old enclosure. It has her old substrate in it, different hide, but hopefully he'll get accustomed to that, start moving around, and then by tomorrow he'll be good to go. Again, this will be a possible breeding project for the weekend, depending on how he does. So, of course, I will videotape everything I can, take some pictures, but again, trying to make sure that she doesn't tag him and the breeding is successful. I need to make sure that I'm, I got both hands available. So if I can set up the tripod in a bigger enclosure and videotape it, I will. I did the last time. It was a very easy, gentle pairing with the last male. They did what they needed to do. They tapped. They did their thing for a few hours, and then he walked away and she walked away. Seems to be somewhat normal for a lot of the dwarf species, that the females just kind of let the males go away, except for Haplopa species Columbia large. Those females seem to want to eat the males the minute they come in. And there's a huge size difference between the mature males and the mature females in the Haplopa species, especially the Columbia large, so it's a little intimidating. I'm hoping, he's not much smaller than her. Of course, physically, you can see the difference, how wide she is versus him, but total length-wise, I don't think there's a huge difference. So we'll see what happens with them, and we'll update a few more things. Okay, so I've been waiting for this for quite some time. Devin has been in pre-molt for, seems like forever. It's a male, Carabina versicolor, still want to say avicularia. I don't know if he matured yet or not. I really can't tell. I just saw him when I came home from work. He didn't look very good earlier today. He was kind of like hanging vertically right there on that tube. There's his molt. He's never been a confirmed male. Well, until now. See it? There's no questioning that. I think that's his pedipulp, his bulbous pedipulp. So if I'm correct, he has matured, and I would be looking for hooks on his leg 1 left and leg 1 right. That sure looks like emboli to me. Now we'll see over the course of the next day when he starts to stretch out and give me a little better view. Oh, yep, I think, no, I can't tell. All right, I'm not going to say 100%, but I'm about 95% positive that we have a mature male here, which will make me sad. He was one of the first ones I ever bought. So we'll see here over the course of the next few hours what happens with him. I might have to go into work early tonight to cover third shift for 4 hours, so I have to go into work at 2:30 in the morning. So I'm going to let him be and then check on him later and see what's up with him. So we'll update a few other things. So rehoused the Brachypelma baumgarteni into softball cube. I like him better. He was in she was in a systema, which is perfectly fine, but I get to see them better this way. I have 2 more empty ones right there, and I think Maligro, the Brachypelma homori, is going to go into one, and I'm not sure what's going to go into the other one. I was possibly thinking of the Heterothele villicella. I'm going to move out of the systema into that, put one of those antler things in there and let it do its webbing. And then I can check to see if the other one is in there, because I haven't seen the other one in forever. So that's a possibility. Okay, so that was a rehousing there. Here are the Brachypelma vagans. They're all doing perfectly fine. A couple of them have dug, a couple of them haven't. They just kind of made some grooves in the dirt, I guess you can call them. Denver is going to be moving out with the mature male Belfori and the female Regalis. I'm not really looking forward to getting her out of there. It's going to be a treat. I have to get something a little bit taller to pack her in because I think a deli cup's going to be just a tad bit too short. They make some Tupperware, not Tupperware, but Sterilite tall containers, real skinny, that you have blue screw on top. So that'll probably be what I put her in. Okay, so that's those. Let's move on to the next update. Okay, this is the enclosure for the Scolopendra polymorpha pseudo viridis. You can see the mold right there. It's right there, and there's some other spots throughout the enclosure. So it's not anything major right this minute. And the centipede's still doing fine. But we are going to, I was going to do it tonight, but I'm just not going to have time. I'm going to have to go to sleep early because of going into work early. So I'm going to probably do this either tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to have to get the centipede out of there into a really, really tall tub, dump this stuff out, clean the enclosure, and put it back in. And I do have another one of these containers also that I'm considering what to put into there. I'm not really quite sure yet. So I do want to get those softball containers filled. I do want to get the other one of these filled, this guy cleaned, and do some feeding videos this weekend. There was a couple other things that I wanted to update. Oh, here's one. I'm trying to do this without. This is the Dolichothele diamentinensis. Now I was wondering what was going on with this one. This is a suspected female. It has not been confirmed. It was the sac mate of the last Dolichothele that I had that molted as a mature male. So there's still that possibility, but it has completely enclosed itself in, brought the dirt curtain up. This is a indicative sign of all mine have done this when they're molting. So I am sure that it either has molted or is getting ready to molt. So we'll see what happens with that one over the course of the next week or two, and then I will bring down the next update. Okay, now I know it's kind of hard to see in there where he's at, but oh, there he is. Yeah, he's inquisitive. He's probably ready to eat. This is the male Davus pedalorus. It molted. This is Nyackis, the one that in the one video I told you guys that I wanted to get him out of here and move him to something new. I have yet to see him completely, so I don't know if he has matured or not. Definitely a male. The molt showed nothing female whatsoever, but this enclosure here is set up and ready to go. I wanted to wait till he hardened up a little bit, but he looks pretty active right now and probably ready to go. So we probably could go ahead and put him in here. The trouble that I have is that if he is mature, then that enclosure is going to be too big for him. He's just going to wander all over the place. So what my intentions are is to feed him this weekend, and then hopefully he'll come out for me to see him. If he has not matured, then I may go ahead and put him in there. It's one of those, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I don't like to give my mature males a ton of room. We've talked about it before. My reasonings to keep them alive longer. They expel less energy when they have a smaller area to live in. They're not moving so much looking for females. So we're going to play him by ear. And see what happens. He looks very leggy, so I'm assuming that he is mature, but I have yet to see the front of him, only the back of him. So if he is mature, then we need to push the female a little bit to too mature because I don't think that she's ready yet. She probably needs another molt, but I'd like to breed this species and see what happens. So we'll move on to the next update. Oh, I know. I'll pull out Samira. Okay, so there she is. That's the Poecilotheria subfusca highland. Got a bit of a cold. She's been doing much better. Finally got her to eat. She ate a couple crickets the other day. I'm going to feed her again on this weekend feeding and see if we can get her to feed again. She still likes to stay down at the bottom. I've seen her up in the corners and I've seen her in the cork tube, but she spends most of the time down here. So I'm not really quite sure why, but she tends to like being down on the bottom for some reason. She's strange, but she's still a lot of fun to have. Again, I wish this is one of those ones that you could actually hold so that you guys could see her close up, because she's just phenomenal looking. And seeing her through the plastic like this really takes away some of her appearance. You know, I've been looking at her and I've been taking close-up pictures. If you look at her feet, those two little yellow dots, I call those the deer tracks, because they look exactly like deer hooves when you see them like in dirt or in snow or whatever. So that's what I've called them. I haven't paid attention to my other pokies to see if they have that marking or not. I'll be anxious to know, because I'm trying to document some of the markings of the pokies for my own personal purposes, to have, you know, the pictures on hand, so I can reference them when I want to. Oh, Morris, the Aphonopelma hensi male, is in pre-molt finally. His abdomen has darkened, not completely, but darkened to the point where I would suspect the molt by the end of this month. Early next month would be my guess. Putting Samira back there. I haven't checked the two pokies yet today. This Poecilotheria smithii is very elusive. It's a very good hider. Oh, yep, that's what I was figuring. I kind of figured that we were molting. So there's a molt. Ooh. That's a female. Sure looked pretty female to me. Beautiful. I love it. So we got a Poecilotheria smithii molt, so I'm going to try and fish that out. And let's see the Tigrina Wasseli, because the Tigrina Wasseli was really looking due, and is still looking due. See how big the abdomen is there. That's another one. That one looks male to me. Maybe. We'll see. I'm getting much better at the ventral sexing thing because I'm doing it more, and then I double check with people that I know if I can get good ventral shots. So a lot of times I can't get good ventral shots. So here is the Babycuris jacksoni regular morph. If I knew what I did with its little molt, I would show it to you, but it molted the other day too. I don't know where I put it. A couple days ago. So that one's doing well. Everybody up here, we are all doing well. I haven't, the Haitian brown bird eaters are very roamy, all three of them in there, and the two that are in there, they are very, very active. Everybody is doing well here. At nighttime, you'll see all the darlingies up out of the dirt up to the top. They were all fed the other day with little nymphs from the red runner colony. I did get some of the eggs to hatch, so I had about 30 or 40 little babies that I was feeding off to some of the small ones. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 of these left, systemas, and probably will have that one also, because I'm going to move that one into there. So these 4 will most likely go into the Systemas, and I can get rid of these deli cups for now until I need to possibly move those Haitian brown bird eaters into them. I'm trying to get more of the clear acrylic stuff, so I'm just getting a couple here or there. Pick one up, like I picked this one up, and then a softball cube the other day. I need some more baseball cubes for these guys. Move the Darlingis and stuff like that, and some of the Chilobrachys into the baseball cubes. Fill them up like I did here with the Moranus, and then let them go to town and dig. So I think that's about the end of the updates. There is, you can see that's without the glare. Amostole species mole. She fed yesterday. I didn't think she would, but she came right out when I opened the enclosure. Came right over to the side, so I tried giving her a feed and she took it. So, and this one here has been digging a lot. Neuatha species red, you can see the spot there. Of course, she dug out in the side. I have to take a look at her and see if she has decided to finally molt. So I think that's it for the updates. No feedings today. I will end it with the gang. There they are. All four of them still doing well. All four of them fed. No, not the, well, 3 of the 4. This little dude had nothing to do with food. That was the smallest one. That was the one I already had. So this, the one on the bottom, that one, and that one all fed. You can see this one is a tad bit different than the other two. Actually, I'm pretty good at telling this one apart. These ones always are belly up to the side. This one is always on this side of the enclosure, and it's always dorsally facing me. This is the one that's out wandering. You can see the webbing that's been done there and there. So they're getting along, they're getting on, they're doing what they need to do. They dug a little bit right there, not too much. Yeah, they're all doing perfectly fine. So as things, so now he changed his mind on me and turned. But as things progress, I will update everybody with what's going on, and we'll do a quick salt piece. The species right there is Obi. Oh, this one molted too. There she is right there. And Ducaropoensis. Miko molted. There's one of the OBTs. Yeah, Palastris is on the other side. The Vagans. This girl's always out now, constantly. And we'll end with the Lasiodora parahabana. This whole entire area, she needs fed, she needs fed, needs fed, needs fed, needs fed. Probably could eat, oh yeah, that's the elbow pelosum, needs fed. Probably could eat again. Probably not, probably not, probably not. You can see how big our abdomen is. He hasn't eaten in quite a while either, so. Yeah, look forward to some stuff. We're probably going to be checking out the ladies in the back, the Hensi, the Calcotes, and everybody. You see Monty here, ate yesterday. So, yeah, everyone's doing good. No issues. I'll update you guys on the Cambridge Eye in the back there too. I'm going to get that one fed. And the Chilobrachys huahini, who has had this male red runner in with it for about 3 months now. Refuses to eat it. To be honest with you, I put crickets in there, and then I find them dead, not eaten. The next day, I don't know what's going on with this spider, but it is out a lot. It does need to be, it's damp time. It needs to be dampened down, sprayed the crap out of. Last time I sprayed it, it almost jumped, it almost took off. So I got to be careful with it. I don't want this one, actually I don't want any of them loose in the house, but definitely don't want a Chilobrachys. Look forward to my top 10 video. I'm having a hard time narrowing it down to my 10 favorite spiders in my collection. And I'm going to do top 10 favorite baboons, top 10 New Worlds, top 10 arboreals, stuff like that, different videos, trying to learn some graphics. Anybody out there that does computer graphics that wants to do or is interested in doing a new logo for my channel, for the Eerie Arachnids channel, send me a message. You know, maybe we can work out some kind of deal, or if it's something that you just want to do in spare time and get credit for, let me know. I'd be more than happy to use some stuff. I have some ideas, but I'm not an artist by no means. So, and the creativity ends with writing. I'm not very creative otherwise. The female, she's so pretty. Gabus pendularis. Okay, so I'm going to upload this video tonight, get some sleep, go to work, and gear up for the weekend. And then next week's going to be hectic for us. End of the week we have Alex going back to school on the 26th, and then the twins start 11th grade, I think, the week after, and then my wife goes back to work the day after Labor Day. So summer blew right by everybody, as it usually does. You can see this little dude. This is Constant. I'm gonna try and get that thing out of there finally and just feed him off to somebody else. So have a great day. We're up to 211 subscribers. In about we'll get to 225 and we'll start setting the parameters for the fall giveaway. Okay, talk to everybody soon. Have a great day.